Greetings, everyone. Admiral Cisco back at you. Someone recently uploaded some video interviews of Shurleen Wallace and her twin sister Erlene Carr speaking on extraterrestrials. I found this one particular clip very interesting. It's amazing that you rarely hear from Shurleen Wallace, and she could put it out there, but a bitch like Simon Parks skips over this every chance he gets. But of course, you know, I'm gonna believe Shurleen Wallace just because she seems way more sincere and way more honest and does the best she can in interviews, although you could tell that she seems shy in interviews. You know, it's like she doesn't seem like she's used to them, whereas Simon does them every other week. But I want you to pay very close attention to what she has to say about Africa.
Be interested in doing that. And another thing we want to do in the future is take a film crew to Africa, because through my research, I learned that there are many African tribes that had oral traditions passed through generations in which they had encounters with extraterrestrials. They didn't call them that, but that's the terminology that we're most familiar with in the United States. So we would like to go and talk to some of these elders. We have learned, as a matter of fact, that they know that their ancestors came from the planet Mars. This has been passed to them and passed, as I mentioned, down generation after generation. And they still have altars dedicated to their ancestors from the planet Mars. And in our Western society, we don't know this because our religion gave us an origin of man as far as Christianity was concerned, and so did Islam. And most of the major religions of the world have their own origin of man. But we found that these certain pockets of Africa have oral traditions that precede the Bible by 5,000 years, and it does include interactions with non-human beings. So that would be some of our future work that we would like to go document and bring back to America to show some indigenous cultures' interactions with non-human beings. I don't know how far that would go towards helping with disclosure, but whenever you can gather evidence, because one thing we feel very strongly about Alexandria is it's time to move past trying to prove if they're here.
Exactly.
We need to now accept that as a fact, because there's just too much irrefutable information and evidence that they are indeed here. So now let's find out why are they here? How can they help us as a society to eradicate disease, remove the pollution from the planet, including the oceans and the air, and help us grow and evolve to the next level in which we're trying to evolve to. And we believe that they are here. And we know our government knows they're here. And so it is just a matter of leading our government. And that's one thing. Another thing we have to also understand as a society, we as a people lead our government. It's not the other way around. The government doesn't lead us. So when we accept it and we make that announcement and we make that declaration and we affirm it, the government will have to follow suit. And we feel one of the ways would be to do this would be in a march, just lining up, the speakers and getting the venue and just pulling it all together, which would be a huge endeavor, but not impossible. But that's something we're throwing around.
Well, Africa, as you know, I mean, it's one of the main reasons that they have so severely targeted Africa with all the horrific, diseases and the warfare and the internal civil war and that kind of thing. And that is because Africa is a gigantic wonderland of relics and artifacts from the star families. There is so much evidence there. It's like mind-blowing. I just came back from a seminar with Michael Tellinger, and he was showing some of the things that he's found. It's just so rich in history, and unfortunately, the establishment that was, I like to say, basically they didn't want that information coming out because Africa is so rich in it. The other thing.
Okay, that's all I wanted the audience to see and hear. I just find it really amazing that because Shurleen Wallace has been on the forefront about the black race coming from Mars. I find it really amazing that Carrie Cassidy and damn near everybody she interviews, that bitch Simon Parks, Alex Collier, and the whole upper echelon of, and I'm going to even throw in David Icke, even though he's not a contactee, and I don't really have nothing against David Icke, but David Icke does speak a lot about, he's mentioned Mars and the moon. He's never mentioned blacks from Mars, any of this. There you have it. Thank you, Shurleen. Thank you, sweetie. Thanks for your honesty. And as far as it goes with the haters and exopolitics, that's not going to speak on that, for obvious reasons. Fuck y'all. Y'all know where y'all can kiss. The secrecy is going to end someday soon.